complex news, we will be covering crystals, entropy, and fractals.
That was so lame.
I know it is, but I don't care.
So they realized crystals are complex, right? So what they did, instead of like investigating crystals, because I guess it's just way too mainstream, they like computed a crystal, right?
That's
cool.
some interesting stuff. That it is.
Cool.
That it is.
So they made a like crystal in a computer, and they like
some programming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of did something. I don't know, but they realized it was complex. So what we did is made crystals in the chemistry lab and like looked at them under the microscope and like tried to like figure out if they have fractals or not, and tried to like connect all of that to like entropy and like order, disorder, and like complexity. We made our crystals by putting the like powder into the heated up water.
This is the cinnamic acid powder, correct?
That's the cinnamic acid powder.
Excellent.
Because we were making cinnamic acid crystals.
Okay.
In the So part of my experiment in chemistry was about me not knowing the amount that I was gonna put in the water. So I was just kind of like playing with it until it reached that point where the powder couldn't dissolve anymore, and that point is called the supersaturation point. So after that, I like filtered it out, left it there, and like after 1 week, crystals were formed. So basically, what we did in like more complexity terminology is that we actually decreased the entropy of the universe.
Ooh. Doesn't that sound like amazing? Like I need to see if I can get like a light bulb to go right here.
Yeah.
Like ding!
Or like mind blown, like decrease the entropy of the universe. Because we formed order from disorder, right? And like entropy is disorder, and like just nature likes disorder and like wants everything to be disordered, which is kind of weird. When me and Dom were going through the results, Dom came up with this weird idea to connect crystals with like Egypt and government and pyramids. So I'm gonna let him explain that part because honestly, I just don't understand.
So the way I was thinking, I got into that real complex mentality, and I was like, what can I connect this to? Okay, so a way I thought we could connect complexity to an event in the world, let's say, is the unification of Egypt, which was speculated to happen under their first pharaoh or king by the name of Narmer. Who knows if I'm pronouncing that correct? Let me know. So as we know, for entropy to decrease, this means that we're going from disorder to order. Energy must be used. Yeah. Work must be put in for this process to happen. And for Narmer, I'm speculating that he used energy in the form of speech and manpower. This means that he used his words, and then other than speech, he also used energy in the form of manpower. He had an army that was used to fight off people that didn't believe in what he said. Maybe small feudal lords who were completely against the idea of unifying Egypt because that means that they were no longer feudal lords. Okay. Now, so why is this relevant to entropy? Well, I would like to speculate that the formation of governments and of large groups of people is a form of going against entropy. Because, you have energy is being used. Mm-hmm. You'll be going from simple tribes to a complex, organized form of government.
Complicated.
Amir, I'd like to think that anarchy is the most natural presence for humanity. At this point, we've evolved into such a complex based. Samira, can you tell us a little bit about some fractals?
We have fractals. And as everyone else knows, and as everyone else has experienced the same crisis as I did after the logistic map. Right?
Whew.
it's.
Oh. I'm gonna feel that in the summer. Go on.
I'm so glad it's at 3 a.m. Okay, fractals. So we zoomed in the crystals and then we took the microscopic pictures, right? And then we actually saw that they're like repeating patterns, like in the crystals, like inside the structure. But we're not really sure, like, why are they there and why do they exist in general. So that is why fractals represent one of the biggest mathematical mysteries even today. Well, I think like once technology like improves more, like we're gonna be able to zoom in even more and to magnify the crystals even more, and like the coolest thing that we could observe would be like fractals within the fractals, like the logistic math.
Ooh.
Like you have a pattern and you zoom even more and then you have another one, but maybe that's just me being way too sci-fi.
Possibly.
Okay.
So Mira, I'd like to do what I do best, and I would like to just speculate on this. I'm assuming majority, hopefully all of you have seen Men in Black before. If you haven't, please go see
I
it.
haven't seen it. So
We need to fix that.
Yeah,
So let me tell you a story, Mira. At the very end of Men in Black.
That's the very end, okay.
Yes.
That's a really strange word choice. But okay,
Okay,
I'm
fine.
I'm stopping.
Okay, well, Amir, let me tell you about Men in Black real quick, and let's try and compare it to Fractals. So, throughout the movie in Men in Black, there was one point where they open a locker. These Men in Black agents open a locker, and within it is an entire civilization of aliens.
I thought you were gonna say of ants.
No.
I honestly thought that's what.
Could have been ants. Maybe in another galaxy. Who knows?
Maybe in someone else's locker.
Maybe in somebody else's locker. Speaking of that, Jones Roy, where are our ant colonies you promised? Okay.
Okay,
So,
Men in Black.
At the end of Men in Black, they open a door, which is the locker, to another universe where there's just these giant aliens. And we can speculate, with the help of fractals, that there may be a universe within a tiny grain of salt.
Yeah.
And then within that tiny grain of salt, there is another universe in some smaller unit of things.
So there are like few limitations on the research that we did, and one of them is that we as humans are not really completely aware of what fractals actually are and what they represent. So like as you said, like we can just like speculate, right? But like we don't know for sure. Like we don't know if like there's like a better magnification or like better things. Like if we are actually going to see fractals within the fractals within the fractals, right? We don't know that. We don't know why fractals exist. So we can't really like kind of like understand what is their purpose.
Yeah. Like we don't know why they appear naturally.
Yeah.
We don't know why they appear when we
we
man-make
don't know,
them. Like,
because, like
what exactly
nature,
happens?
Yeah, because nature doesn't like that. Nature doesn't want them to exist. And is it actually that like fractals are those tiny little molecules that are just like there together and like sticking to each other and holding the whole thing together and like fighting against the nature and okay. Further research could possibly be about like deepening our like understanding of fractals and why do they exist and ta-da!
Okay, now for us, I kind of want to go with this is I want to cha-cha.
What is this?
Amira on the wall. Who is the complex of them all? We're including that. But you know what is Amira's first language? Complexity. We're just gonna have like eventually. But we all know you never get over complexity. This is how you make crystals, apparently. You just kind of raise your hand and go, ooh, 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 crystal.
Okay.
You tell them American because there was no rolling in that sound.
Yeah, it's